Hey, Cornbread review off the bat, bro.
You might not like my review then, man. Yeah, so all in all, man, I ended up coming up 2.5 out of 5. Two of them things.
Yo.
5 out of 5 cornbreads for the cornbread review. What you think?
Yo, welcome back for another Cornbread movie review family. What up, man? Hey, it's getting almost that time, man. Fall's here. Hey, football's here. And guess what? Cornbread Reviews is here. I'm not going nowhere, man. It's been about 4 or 5 months I've been with y'all, man. Every week, dropping an episode, man. It doesn't even seem like that, but appreciate all the love, all the support, all the subscribers, all the messages and requests, all the new people that hit me up. So I appreciate y'all, man. I can't do this without y'all, man. So thank you so much. Make sure you like and subscribe. And when you subscribe, please turn the notification bell on. It's a bell right next to the subscription. Hit all so that you get all my content from movie reviews to TV shows. Sometimes I do reaction. I got something special planned for my birthday. So I appreciate y'all. My birthday's in a couple months. So, we're going to celebrate that together. So thank you. But we are here with another Cornbread movie review. And it is, I know some of y'all probably ain't never heard of this movie either, but we'll get to if you need to go watch it or not. But the movie is Dear Evan Hansen. Yes, this movie did come out. I was real excited when I seen the trailer. But little housekeeping rules. This movie is PG-13, and it's also in theaters right now. I don't think it's on any streaming services, so to my knowledge. So it's in the movie theater. So we'll get to if you need to go watch it or not. If you're first time watching me, I do my movie reviews in 5 different categories, okay? First category is acting, cinematography, storytelling. Did I get what I bought? Meaning if it's a scary movie, it wasn't scary, right? And then if it was scary, did I pay a lot for it? Was it medium? Or did I get it for free and it just achieved what I was looking for? And then 5, is it a must see? Do you need to get your butt up off of your seat and go watch this movie right now? So that's my 5 different categories. So first category is acting, and who is in this movie? Ben Platt. Now, I don't know who Ben Platt is. He might have been in a couple movies or not, but this dude he was sad. He has to play a high school kid. So he plays a kid who was sad, nervous, a liar, goddamn liar. Yeah, he was a good liar. Keep in mind, this guy is 28 years old and he has to play a 17-year-old. And he was believable. Let me say that again. He's 28, has to play a 17-year-old in high school, and he was believable. So I'm going to do the first thing. I ain't done this yet, but shout out to you, Ben Platt, man. You played the hell out of this role. Everything you did, I'm like, I can't do that. He played this role so well. I was like, after they say cut, you go up to him like, hey, man, you all right? You good? You played that a little. Are you going through something? So that's how phenomenal he did in this. Also in this movie, Amanda Stenberg. She's been in a couple great movies too, but she plays, let's say, a popular kid. Everybody thinks she has it all together, but underneath all that, she's going through, let's say, depressional issues, on a lot of pills. She played a person who's caring, and she cares about everybody, but it seems like nobody cares about her, or nobody cares as much as her. So kudos to her, shout out to her. And this whole cast, top actors in this. Top actors, everybody played their role. I didn't see anybody like, that character isn't needed, or man, they should have gave it to somebody else. Everybody played their role, and y'all know how I feel about that in this movie category. You don't need the top-notch of the top-notch actors, but if everybody plays their role and does that to a T, you're going to get a high praise from me. So acting overall, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5, man. Phenomenal acting, all right? So I ain't get a 5 out of 5 in a long time since Judas and the Black Messiah, I think, and maybe a couple other movies. So kudos to you guys in this movie for acting. Next category, cinematography. Now, this movie had a budget of $28 million, which is not a lot, from the big budget movies that we discussed, from 200 million to 150 to even 100, right? So this movie was $28 million budget. It was only filmed in mainly 2 or 3 locations. Nothing spectacular. There's no green screen, no action scenes, no fights. I mean, very limited in the production of this movie. It looked very clean, transitions fine, very solid, but nothing out of the ordinary that blew them out of the water. Now, something that blew me by surprise, which we'll get into. This is a musical, right? So big production on making sure that the lyrics match with the scenes, and then the scenes match with the layout of how they want to make it a grandiose musical or just very stationary and highlight those people. So, like I said, nothing complicated in the cinematography, so it's very average. So for me, they get a notch over because it looks like they made the best out of what their budget was. So cinematography gets a 3.5 out of 5 from me. Okay, next, storytelling. Now we'll get into the trailer, so I'm not gonna give any spoilers, but basically, Ben Platt plays a kid who the movie starts off as he's writing a note to himself, right? And then a kid takes the note and then commits suicide. And once again, I'm not telling you the movie because this is all in the trailer, and we'll get to how important that is later. But the kid commits suicide. Now, first off, I would like to discuss, man, every time you see these movies or in high school, these kids be going through it, man. I know in high school there were some things, but I didn't have to go through half of the, especially with social media. Everybody's doing stuff for the gram. You even see in this movie, somebody dies and people are taking pictures by his locker. Like, that's cool, right? Or acting like they knew him when they didn't, or even liked him. So that's an issue. A lot of anxiety. People, me, they could say, hey, I performed played football in front of 70,000 people, or I got to give a speech in front of somebody. I'm like, hey, it's game time. Let's go. But some people can't even have a one-on-one dialogue or conversation with somebody having anxiety, sweaty palms, nervous, don't even want to do it, right? So you get the different dynamics of kids in school these days, and then their parents putting them on pills. So this story tackles a lot of that. It also, especially, there was no bullying in this movie, which kind of, I'm glad they didn't show that because it's always shown and it's always bullying. But it begs the difference of why this main character was kind of like that. He wasn't getting bullied. He didn't have any friends, but he made it awkward to make friends, right? Not nobody picking on him and everybody like he didn't stink or something crazy like that. So, that kind of missed the mark in the storytelling because it's believable, but to sell me on it, there needs to be something wrong for why this kid, or at least for me to say, okay, I can understand why that kid is like that, right? Multiple layers of a family dynamic. You have one student with a parent and the dad doesn't like him. You got another family where you have an outcast and with a family member that passed, and then you have stepdads and stepmothers, and you got different layers of they love me, but they're working the whole time. This is real life stuff, right? Like they captured this is real life. Everybody's going through something. So I really like that storytelling. It was not predictable. Even from the trailer, you kind of knew what was going on, but you were invested in what you were watching. Okay. Also, some small details made sense too, right? There's one scene where they talk about, hey, don't park there because move your car if you park there because they'll ticket you. And then later in the movie, they ticketed somebody, right? So I'm glad that things made sense throughout the movie. The flow was nice. Now, this movie's it's a drama and a musical. Now, they were very inconsistent on the music part. When a person's, I'll give you an example. So when somebody's singing, they have a whole lot of background behind them and nobody's paying them attention. So they let them do their singing part, their scene, right? And you feel like, okay, this person's just in his own zone singing, getting to the next scene. But later, this person's singing and now everybody's listening and responding, or everybody's paying attention to this individual. So they're picking and choosing when the music played a part in the story or not. And I really didn't like that. They were not consistent on that. But overall, storytelling, It wasn't a typical movie, which was a good thing. Also, this movie was 2 hours and 15 minutes, so they completed the whole movie. So I recommend going to use the bathroom before you watch this movie because you don't want to miss anything. So overall storytelling gets a 4 out of 5 from me. All right. Next category. Did I get what I bought? Once again, this is a musical drama. Tickets about $10 to $15. Like I said, it's not on any streaming platform, so very used to paying, going to the theaters for $10 to $15. So nothing crazy. Now, this is where the part where the trailer plays a part. I did not know that this was a musical. So the first 5 minutes, I'm like, what? What am I watching? I was very off-putted on that because nowhere in the trailer they're going to deceive you to get your butt in the seat, right? The music made sense. I wasn't there for that, but I let it slide a couple times. I'm like, all right, here we go. I'll let them sing. Everybody's singing or has a vocal voice in this. Like, come on, man, everybody can't sing. But they made them good. The music was good. But then the musical became very predictable. Like they'll have a serious scene and then they pause and then you hear instrumentals. I said, here we go. Even people in the movie theater were like, man, if this wasn't a musical, this would be a top-notch movie. And I felt like that halfway through the movie that, man, come on, man. We're diluting the great one-on-one scenes because it's phenomenal acting with musicals. And some of the music, I don't know if it won awards or not, but it wasn't like I was like, oh, shit, they need to replay that track. I never felt like that. But like I said, it was predictable, so that really hurt me. And then the deceit of the trailer, I think if they would have sold it more on the musical, I don't know if they'd have got more seats. I still would have watched it, but I understand that they, this is a pandemic, so they might want to bring more people in. So did I get what I bought? I'm probably middle of the road, so I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5 because I didn't know it was a musical. I was okay with it being a musical, but then I think they overdid it with the music, man. I really do. So let me know what y'all think. Especially in this category. Did you expect that, or I'm kind of spoiling it for you? And then if you go watch it, let me know if they overdid it with the music or not. But did I get what I bought? I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5 in this category, okay? Last category, is it a must-see? This movie really tackles a lot of serious issues, man. I would like to say, if you are having a bad day, think about somebody else having a worse day, bro. And I think the empathy and sympathy that we have in America, especially during the times that we are now, people have to step back from their problems and say, hey, man, am I really doing that bad? I'm alive, I'm healthy, I might be broke, but at least my bills are paid, right? There's people in worse situations with hurricanes and earthquakes and everything happening, right? So this movie really highlights, hey, if you think you're having a bad day, somebody's having worse. People trying to commit suicide all the time, and mental health. So I'm glad they tackled those things. Also, lies begets more lies. That's a theme in this movie. If you start with something that's a small lie that you think is small, but somebody that could be big, now you have to continue to build on that lie. And it's hard to remember what lies it is because it's not the truth. You got to forget how creative you were at that moment. But a month later, you got to try to remember what it was. Also begs to differ, the question that I would like to ask y'all right in the comments is, would you lie to keep the peace? Or would you tell the truth knowing it will blow everything up? So that's kind of, sometimes it might be good to lie. Sometimes it might be good to tell the truth. So y'all let me know in the comment box what you think. But this movie is heavy on drama and heavy on music. So if you're looking for action, green screen, Batman to come save and all that stuff, superheroes, this is not your movie. But if you're looking for solid acting, great storytelling, you have to bypass the musical if you're not looking for that. So is it a must-see? I'm going to say a 4.5 out of 5, man. I highly enjoyed this movie. Especially it's a good change-up of the movies that I've consistently been watching, man. So 4.5 out of 5 is it a must-see. Overall, for my Cornbread movie review today, this movie gets a 4 out of 5 from Cornbread, man. That's right. That's me. So make sure you check out my 2021 Cornbread movie reviews. Once again, I have to split it up into 2 different categories because it's a lot of movies that we reviewing, and I'm not stopping. So if you're new to my channel, once again, make sure you like and subscribe if you're new. But also, I also give y'all a forgotten movie. This is a movie where maybe you've never heard of it, maybe you've never seen it, or maybe you have seen it, but it's just like, man, I forgot about that movie. I need to go double back and watch it, because I've been looking for something to watch, Netflix and chill, So this movie has a lot of quotables. It came out in the year 2000. It is the 21st year anniversary. And this movie is, can you take a guess? Strong Side. I know y'all know what that is. Come on, man. Remember the Titans. I had to go back to it. It's been 21 years for this movie. This movie obviously has Denzel Washington in it, man. This is, probably top 5 Denzel Washington movies. With the storytelling is based off a true story, even though they didn't film it where it was supposed to be, filmed at. That's one of my pet peeves. Come on, man. If it's a true story, go back to that place and film it, man. Show that town love. But it is based off a true story. It takes place when the integration of race started, but football still had to go on, right? So how blacks and whites, or blacks and minorities, interacted with each other in the football field, but it was a microcosm of, even though they can get together, but the real world isn't used to them being together. So you see that dynamic from start to finish, and losing is not an option, because if you are black and you a coach, if you lose one game, you out of here, man. But great true story, great movie. Remember the Titans, and we always gonna remember this movie. So make sure you check out my other reviews, and I'll be back with another episode. I love y'all. Peace.